Hello everyone, now let us start the chapter number 3 of NCERT class 10, which is pair of linear equation in two variables. Now, as we have studied in class 9th, can anyone tell me what is the meaning of linear, what is the meaning of equations, and what is variables? Linear means degree is equal to 1. Now, please comment, what is degree? Do you recall what is degree? Now, equation means LHS is equal to RHS. Expression is expressed in the form of this LHS. There will be a part LHS and there will be another part RHS, and both the parts will be equal. Then it is called equation. Okay. And variables, we know that values of variables are unknown. We need to find the values. Okay. So we have a pair of linear equation here. That means there will be two linear equations. Okay, first of all, let me show you the standard form of a linear equation, that is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Okay, so coefficient of x is a, coefficient of y is b, and coefficient of 1 is c. For example, this equation have a equal to 1, b equal to 1, and c equal to 4. Okay, another example, we are taking that a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3, and c is minus 7. Okay, I hope you know this because we have done this part in class 9. Now let's take these two equations to be the pair of equations. Okay, pair of linear equation. These are linear because the degree is 1 and there are two variables. Okay, and I'm taking it these pairs. Okay, I want you to understand that since these are linear equations, that means this, if we plot a graph according to this equation, we will find a line. Okay, because it is a linear equation. Linear means degree 1, so it will code for a line, and this is also a linear equation, so this will code for another line. Okay, so we have three conditions here as per the lines. Let's say this is the line for the first equation and this is the line for second equation. Okay, so the point in which they are intersecting is called the unique value of x and y. So if we need to solve these two equations, we will find this point. We will have to find this point actually. This point is the solution of these two equations. Understood? Now that is why we have learned in class 9 that if we have only one equation, let's say this equation, that is this line. Okay, so how many solutions do we have? Because there is no intersection point. There was no line other than this first equation. Therefore, the number of solutions, the number of values of x and y will be infinite. Understood? X and y is infinite, and if it is not intersecting with another line, that means x and y can be of any value. Okay, so infinite number of values we have for x and y. So a single equation, linear equation in two variable will have infinite number of solutions, but we need the solution, so we need another equation. Therefore we are studying here pair of linear equation. Understood? Now you can ask that the lines are intersecting. Okay, very good, but it is not the only case, right? It may not intersect, it may overlap, or it may be parallel, right? So of course we have three cases here. There is the lines are parallel, or the lines are overlapping with each other. So for all the three cases, we have three different situations. So the first equation here is a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is not equal to c1 by c2, where a1 b1 and c1 are the coefficients of this equation, and a2 b2 c2 are the coefficients of this equation. Okay, so if this condition satisfies, then these two equations will give us parallel lines. Okay, and the next equation we have a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. If all the coefficients are in proportion, then the lines we will get will overlap with each other. Okay, and for the third condition is this one only, and that is a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. Okay, in this situation only we can find the solution for x and y. Okay, in these two situations we cannot find the solution because in the first one is parallel lines, so there will be no solution at all. These lines do not intersect, so of course there is no solution. And for the second one, we know that we will have infinite solution because both the lines are intersecting, both the lines are overlapping with each other, so there are many points in common. We need to check how many points are common, right? So there are many points in common. So we can only find the solution for this situation in which we have unique solution, that is one and only one solution. Okay, exactly one. So for this I've already given you one example. This is one example of unique solution, and for this we have this kind of solution, and this kind of equation will have no solution, because when we will put this situation of equations in the graph, we will get two parallel lines, so we cannot have any solution from a parallel line. Now the first situation is also called as consistent, and the parallel situation is also called as inconsistent. Okay, and the overlapping infinite solution condition is called dependent consistent. So these three words are important for your 1 marks question. It may ask in the form of fill in the blanks or any statement kind of question. Okay, so this was all about the concepts, basic concepts to know about this chapter. Now we can start our exercise, that is exercise 3.1. So for the first question, we have to form the equation and represent the situation graphically and algebraically. So first of all, we need to find this equation as per the given question. Question number 1. So Aftab tells that 7 years ago, Aftab was 7 times as old as his daughter were then. That means, let me take the age of the daughter be X, Aftab age will be Y. Therefore, according to question, Aftab will be 7 times his daughter 7 years ago. Okay, so you just have to translate the English written in the question into mathematics as we know. Okay, so it's 7 years ago, so we will be taking -7 from both of the ages, because these are the present ages, and Aftab is 7 times of his daughter, right? So we'll simply multiply 7 towards the daughter. See, Aftab is 7 times his daughter, 7 times his daughter, so this is his daughter, so 7 times means multiply, his daughter means this one, so I've just multiplied. Another thing you can think about this, that daughter is obviously smaller than Aftab. Yes, so if daughter is smaller than Aftab, so we multiply 7 towards the smaller one and not the greater one. So this is how we can find our equation to be this. Students, you have to check that I have taken X as daughter and Y as Aftab. Okay, so in the book they have taken the opposite way, so the equation is opposite, but this equation is correct because I have taken daughter as X. Okay, so daughter is multiplied with 7. Now the next situation is 3 times from now, Aftab will be 3 times as old as she will be. So again, I'm multiplying, I'm adding 3 to both of them, and I will get that Aftab is 3 times older than his daughter, so I will multiply 3 with his daughter. So we can form the equation like this. So the answer is y minus 3x minus 6 equal to 0. Okay. So our next question is question number 2, in which 3 bats and 6 balls cost for 3900. So let the cost of bat be x and the cost of balls will be y. Student, understand one thing here. If at the rate of 10 rupees we are buying a bat, then it will take 10 rupees for 1 bat, 20 rupees for 2 bats, and for 3 bat it will take how much rupees? 30 rupees. That means 3 into 10. So if it is x rupees, so that will be multiplied with 3. That means the cost of bat will be 3x, and the cost of ball will similarly be 6x, and the total sum is given as 3900. Okay, so the total sum is 3900. So this is the required equation. We can further reduce this into simpler form by dividing this whole equation by 3. Okay, that is not necessary step, but yes, you can do it. And as per the next situation, 1 bat and 3 ball for 1300. So 1 bat means 1 into x and 3 balls means 3y, and this will sum up to get 1300. Understood? So these are the 2 equations we have. Okay. Now after this we need to show this equation into graphically. This is the algebraic form. Okay, this is the algebraic form. These 2 equations are the algebraic form. Algebraic form we have done. Now we need to show this into. So as we have learned in class 9 how to plot graph out of a equation, we will do the same thing here. Students, how many points do we need to make a line segment? There is only 2. Yes. So this is for first equation and this is for second equation. We just need 2 of the points, but I'm taking here 3. And why I'm taking here 3 is because if one of the point gets wrong, our whole answer will become wrong. Okay, so 3 points will make sure that my answer is not wrong. Okay, chance of doing 1 mistake is high, and of course chance of doing 2 mistake is less, so I'm taking less risk. Okay, by finding 3 points. Understood? Otherwise 2 points is enough for the situation. Now let me take x equal to 0, so y will become, we'll get the value of y, x to be 1300. Okay, now let's, to be the safer side, take the value of x to be 700, so we find the value of y to be 300. So okay, so this, the calculation part you can do in the rough itself. So similarly we can do for the second equation also. Okay, so these are the points we have got so far. Now we will plot these points in the graph. So I have taken 200 as scale. See, this is 700, in between 600 and 800, and in between that this is how much? 650. Okay, and that is our first point. The second point is 0 1300. So 0 1300, that is here. Okay, so now we can draw this line like this. And the third point, we will be using this to check our line segment if it is correct or not. Okay, so that will be 700 here, 700 is here, and 300. So yes, our line is correct. So for the next graph, x equal to 100 and y equal to 400. So this is the first point. So these are the 2 points we have got. Now we can find the line, draw the line like this. Okay, and we can check the line from the third point, that x equal to 700 and y equal to 200. So our line is correct. So now we can find the solution that these 2 lines are intersecting at which point? 1300, right? So the coordinate at which the points are intersecting, that is 0 1300. Okay, so we have got our x to be 0 and y to be 1300. Understood? Understood? So this is how we find the answer for x and y, values of x and y, by plotting this graph. Okay, now see here student, I have done this to make the graph more visible. Okay, but you have to do it on the graph first of all, and always you have to use pencil only, do not use pen. Okay, for visibility I am doing this so that it will be more visible to you in the camera, but you have to do it on the graph with pencil. So I hope you have understood the graphical method to solve any equation. Yes? Now let us move on to the next question, that is question number 3, and I will not be showing the graphical part here. For question number 1 and 3, the graphical part is yours. I have shown in question number 2. Now in this question it is asked that 2 kg of apples and 1 kg of grapes found to be cost of 1600. So I'm not writing the statements here. Taking the cost of apple to be x, we find that the cost of apple will be 2x, and taking the cost of grapes to be y, the sum of the cost is given as 160. Okay, and in the next situation we have been given total cost to be 300. Now we can reduce this equation into simpler form like this. So we have found our 2 sets of equation, that is a pair of linear equation in 2 variable, and we can find the graph for these equations and find the solution. Okay, I hope you have understood the concept of graphical method for the solution of linear equation. Yes, thank you, stay home, stay safe, keep practicing.